Linda, Lady of the Frogs, Lady and the Frogs. This is Siobhan. Yeah, the only female frog that I do have. So I'm going to jump straight into all the stuff which I've sold over the weekend, which is quite a lot, but not massive profit on a lot of it because I was just accepting offers on things that is sort of irritating me because they've just been there since the dawn of time. But then some other decent sales as well. As you can see, there's still stuff behind me. I mean, it's all here, it's in the window. I've sort of shunted around and I've got a lot to do this week. I'm quite happy with how much I've sold. I've actually got 23 packages to do. I have done a lot of vinyl records yesterday. I listed 31 records yesterday on my personal account, which these are actually my brother's records. Because he was ill for a decade and he died in lockdown. So it's a job that I've been putting off. So thankfully I've got them all listed now. So I'm going to be putting them away. But some of them sold straight away. So I've got one over there, which is Paul Weller. And then I've got another two here, which I've already packed up. So I really should have just done them because literally did them last night. I took all the photos yesterday and then I just sort of like, I kept listing them in batches of 4, sort of like sitting down on the sofa making a template and then going and doing them, researching them. And then I've sold 3 in the space of 12 hours. So, quite pleased with that. And then neglected my business account, but thankfully all of that's done so I can get on with that today. So, stuff that I have got going out today. So this is a decent sale. This is the Weetabix house, which is obviously all busted up. So this one sells, if you've got it new in the box, sells for about £250. I've made some colour substitutions on this, so it's not quite right. So I've got 40 for this. Last one I had, I wasn't, you know, it was more complete, even though it still had colour substitutions. I got 50. But that's fine because I didn't even know I had enough to do another one. And then this is a garage, which again you can't see because it's broken up. And I got 25 for that, which is why I need to crack on with my Lego because there's loads of it. So I have I think this is a wheel and car base set of Lego, which it's gone for a tenner, which is just what I do just to get rid of the excess Lego that I have when I buy job lots. And then I've got this little set here, which I'd completely forgotten about because it's just like it's a random thing. So I only got £3 for that. And then a load of clothing. Oh no, hang on, there is some more toys. I sold this Playmobil thing. This was in with a job lot of other stuff which I had, which had some Lego sets which have already gone, and then there was this that was in there. It was actually not stuck on the backing board, so I've stuck that back on. That's actually going to France. I had it on for 20. It didn't get any interest, so I've sold it for 15, but then they're paying the postage to France, which is great. Sold another Vogue magazine. This one, I mean, obviously because I've got all these Vogue magazines for free, I'm accepting offers. Although I haven't I have declined a few offers that I've had which were like really low because I've got free postage on it if it's in the UK, so I don't want to like just do it for fun. So I've got £18 for that, and that's going to the US. And then I've got another one here which I sold for 11. 1993. Yeah, so really pleased with that. Oh yes, there's another bric-a-brac thing. One of these jigsaws which is in with the job lot of stuff, which I haven't even, I've not even started doing it. There is actually something I wouldn't mind. I'm going to show you. So obviously I've done all the jigsaws. I did that on Saturday, so all the like little jigsaws that were really easy. and the wooden ones. I mean, this is actually 1930s, this, believe it or not. Really thick wood jigsaw. I've got £9 for that, which is fair dues. That's, I mean, what do you expect? But you see, I've got a lot of them. A lot of the jigsaws that I've got are like, they are 1930s. They're quite rare. Some of them are advertising ones. I've got one which is Gibbs dentifrice, which is like this little pot, this little tin of stuff which we had before we had squeezy toothpaste. You know, so the sustainable crowd would be right on that, but you know, it's an old thing. So I've got one of those jigsaws which I've got, and all of the jigsaws were in boxes. So this is one of the weird things, is that one of the jigsaws, just a children's jigsaw, was in this. So this says Savon, Evening in Paris, Bourgeois, London and Paris on there. And it's got a chemist label for Cardiff on the bottom. So this box, this is actually from the 1930s as well. I've looked and I've done a bit of research on this. Somebody has got this exact box, or not the exact box because mine's all duffed in at the top here. They've got it on for £120. So obviously that's an asking price, and they're in India. They've got another one on as well, which is a bit smaller, and they're asking 100 for that. So now I don't know what to do with this, because obviously an asking price is an asking price, and mine's got damage on the top, which I've sort of like, I've pushed it out. But I mean, it's quite vibrant on the underside, but not so much vibrant on the top bit, because this has just been in a loft collecting gump. I mean, you can see the difference in the dirt. So now I don't know what to do with that. I'm going to list it as a box on its own, but I think £120 is a bit optimistic. So I need to like try and work out what to list that as. These are the things with this. Like I said, the ones that came in tins, I'm going to be listing the tins as a job lot. And all the jigsaws I've just put on backing card like that, and they're already listed. So, and I haven't even got to the board game yet, which is, the board game's the reason that I really bought it. Not so much the jigsaws. 4 of the jigsaws had pieces missing, so they're just going to, I'm not even doing anything with them, they're going to get donated. It's only like 1 or 2 pieces. Yeah, so they're going to get gone, and I need to really crack on with what I've got and try and sort out the rest of it. Anyway, got to do this post first. So then I've got all this clothing bits that I've sold. I've been accepting offers on these because a lot of it's been kicking around for ages. So this is quite a lightweight zip up top, which is very summery, and I probably could have waited until summer, but you know, we've already been waiting. And that's All Saints. So somebody sent me an offer of £15, so took that. This is an East top, which looks right mangled. It's like a wrap top, you know, which, you know, if I'd like modelled it and my boobs would have been stuck out, I probably would have sold that like straight away. Took £9 for that. This jumper I've already sold, and then they sent it back because it wasn't what they expected. Well, you know, if you don't read the description, you don't know that it's got an open wing back. So I hope this person's read it. They offered me 15 for that, so I took it. It's mint velvet, old label, size 18. Let's hope they read it. A Reese shirt, button down shirt, quite a sort of like soft moleskin material. That was 15. Like I said, I've accepted a lot of offers. This bloody thing, this is a lesson, but I'm sick of looking at it. I don't want to see it again. I just want it gone. Once upon a time, I thought it would be a really good idea to go to Alderley Edge and go sourcing there. That was a stupid idea. I won't be doing that again. And so I came back with this because I'd never seen Gina Baconi. This was like 2.5 years ago. So I came back with this thinking, oh my God, I mean, I really like it. And the pictures have got me modelling it because it just didn't look like much. But then it made me look unbelievably fat. So it wasn't that flattering. And I think I've sold this once and it's come back again. Somebody's offered me £14 for it, and I paid £10 for it because I went to Aldesley Edge, and we won't be doing that again because it's too expensive there. Some fantastic brands that you would never find anywhere up north, but no, prices are too high. So yeah, Gina Bocconi. Hopefully that will just like stay with them, and that is a loss. That is. This, I thought I would sell this. Yeah, it's white stuff, and apparently it was £60 once upon a time. Don't know why. So I mean, it's not very flattering, and it is just a bit rubbish. And I did think I'd sell it for more. I think I've taken an offer of 15 on it. Not good. I bought it from Next, so I think I've only paid £5 for that. I don't think I would have paid that much more for it in the next sale. So that was one of those sourcing like panics, because you know, you never knew whether the shops were going to be open or closed, did you, in the last like year and a half. Then I've got this, which is Uniqlo and a Sue. No, it's just a Susu Kyoto. Quite a nice little t-shirt. I think £12 for that. I know that I haven't accepted like amazing money for them. This is LK Bennett. This is quite a nice. This is the Elise dress, and yeah, it sells really well, but not if it's in grey wool. Yeah, LK Bennett. Nice ruching detail, but nobody was interested in that. I paid £1 for that. Somebody offered me £9, and I just thought, you get shot at that. I'm sick of looking at that. A daft little t-shirt from Two, which I'm trying to sort of like rein in buying too. But you see, I bought that because it's got a nice print, but then, you know, it hasn't sold. £9 that I've got for that. See you later. This I thought would sell quicker, but it didn't. This is sold for its asking price of £20, so that's not so bad. Yeah, Helly Hansen that is. And then this, which I keep thinking is a dress, but it's not. It's a like play suit thing. This is Vintage Topshop. I've accepted an offer of £22.50 for that. That's fine too. That's okay. And then a tie, which I think just came in like some job lot of random nonsense. Or maybe I had to like buy some ties, and the ties that I wanted, you had to like buy 4 ties or something to get them for 25p. But Enrico Rossini, don't know. Obviously a silk tie, and I have got £5 for that. But obviously it won't cost that much to post. Okay, so that's it. So I need to get all this packed up. I've just been sorting out the storeroom anyway. I've been raking around, and I knew that I was in a situation where all my poly bags were sort of like not really in the drawer system, the stacking system that they were supposed to be in, but they were being sort of held there by a pile of boxes. And I've moved said boxes, so then all the poly bags fell out, so I had to then tidy up all the poly bags, you know, and then realised that the poly bags that I didn't think I had enough stock of, which I kept buying more of, as in these ones, actually got absolutely zillions of the damn things. So if it had been more organised, I would have actually ordered the items that I needed, not like panic bought the wrong packaging. So I'm going to be doing a bit of tidying today, because I want to do some rearranging in there, and I want to put the records into the box, into one of the bigger boxes, which means I've got to tackle something else. I have got some more vinyl here. This is all stuff which my husband has picked up from, this was all free stock, so although I say I've put all the vinyl on, I've like got all of this sort of like Max Bygraves and Pericomo. I might put all this on as a job lot, but I'm going to run through it all because it's always very surprising. I've had some stuff which just looks like that sort of like classical music stuff, but some of those releases in mono, some of them are really rare. I have sold one for £150, which just looked like some rubbish, but some of the jazz stuff is really desirable. So I'm going to go through all that. I don't think there's anything, you know, amazing in there, but I'm going to check that first, and then I'll probably put it on as a job lot. There was something else that he actually, because he came back with something else on Friday, which is here. So this does actually work. Yeah, so it's not an actual jukebox. If you watch Reseller, you'll know that this is quite a find. So I was really pleased when he brought this back. So you flip that down, it's got the radio controls there, and then at the side you can put in a cassette player. So it is just a cassette and radio jukebox, sort of like just a radio, isn't it? But apparently people like these. So these sell for around the 50 region. So, you know, another freebie, which is pretty good. But again, another thing that I've got to deal with. I've got to deal with so much. You'll see there that I've got some of the Lego that I've sorted through. So that's the Montini Lego, which did all... doesn't sell for much at all. Like, I didn't think it would. So I've put all that in there, and then I've got all of that which is actually spares. I'm not going to get any more than a tenner for that, even though, you know, it's 70 years old and it's pristine, but I'm not going to get that much for it. Then I've got some Lego. The Lego's gone in there with my other Lego, which I need to sort. And then this, which I was really hopeful for, absolutely none of them. So these are rubberized bricks, which I'm looking for that. But I didn't have any of them. I thought it might be something that was in a tin, but it's not, because these are square bricks and those are round bricks. So it's them that I was looking for, but absolutely none in any of this stuff. So it's a real shame, because that's got the instructions with it as well. So I don't really know what to do with that. I might try selling it, but again, these aren't worth much because it's not branded Lego. So if it was an empty box of Lego, it would be really easy to sell. It would actually be really easy to get hold of the bricks that you needed for it. But so, you know, that's another thing which I've got to make a decision on. And then I've got piles of stuff there. So if I do go sourcing this week to my regular spot, it'll probably just be on Wednesday morning, and then, you know, I've got to carry on. I'm really going to like push again, because I gave a good push last week with listing, you know, just sort of like selected a few things that I was going to do and then just like focused on that and listed those things, rather than like going here, there and everywhere and driving myself bonkers and not achieving very much. So that's the goal for today, and I'll show you the chaos in the other room. So unfortunately, I have everything piled up in here. So this is all the free bits and job lots I've got to deal with, and boxes of clothes, which I thought I was going to deal with at the beginning of last week, but then all this arrived. So I've just moved all that out of there, as I've moved this out, which I'm going to deal with imminently, because I've got a bag there which I haven't listed. So I'm going to list those other bags that I had. And then all the Lego is now sat down here. So, you know, I've got a thoroughfare like a hoarder's house, which is ludicrous, I know. So here we are. This is what I'm trying to sort out. So all my boxes are in here, and these are the stiffeners that go in the record mailers, and the rest of the record mailers are there, so that's probably going to have to stay there. And then that's a box of china that I've got listed, which is on auction. It's got bids already. So all the records are now listed. So I'm actually going to put them in here. I think. Yeah, I think I am going to go with this, because if I don't use this one, then I'm going to have to try and get into that. You know, it's either this one or that one, and then I'm going to be threadling myself into the corner. So I'm going to put a, you know, sort of the bric-a-brac bits that I've got in there, and then the records do fit in here. I know it doesn't look like they do, however, it's a better setup because they fit perfectly in here, and it's a really hard thing. These boxes come from B&Q, and as you can see, they're really sturdy. Nothing's busting through that. They're a bit like they're really useful, but they're cheaper. So what I'm going to do now is, in here are loads and loads of books, which seemed like a good idea for me to buy. But, you know, although they've been sort of like steadily selling, these books are not selling. So I'm going to pull all these out now, and I'm going to put them into I think a couple of job lots, if I can keep them under 2 kilograms. But if not, yeah, they just need to go, because it's too, you know, it's a whole box full of books. I don't think, some of them probably aren't even listed, so that's what's got to happen. I've got to shift all of this and, you know, sort it out, because it's just a waste of listings. I've got about 100 listings of books, which are just pointless. So I'm going to sort all this. Hello, it's Tuesday now, and I have sort of achieved what I wanted to achieve in this corner. I know it doesn't look like it because there are boxes here, but there'll always be boxes there. That's got bids on it. This is all Lego, which is an ongoing thing because I do sell Lego, obviously. So this I have just sold for £50. I've got a lot more sets like this which I can make up, provided I get more of the minifigures, because it's minifigures that are the problem. I've got a return that's open at the minute because I put a job lot of Lego on auction because it didn't have the minifigures, and then some, you know, small dick idiot came along and bid it up really high. Then they didn't pay for like 3 days, and then paid and, like, you know, felt that they had to tell me that they'd been abroad, which just immediately makes me think, oh well, you know, there's something wrong with you, because who wants to go abroad at this time of the, what do you call it, the timeline of being human? I wouldn't want to go abroad and have to jump through all those hoops. So obviously the vaccine had gone to this guy's head, because he proceeded to tell me like instructions on how I should post something. So I then added extra insurance on it because I didn't trust the guy, and now he's opened a return saying that he doesn't want it because there's no minifigures, and the quality of the Lego, you know, it's the 40-year-old quality. That's twice I've had this now. I don't know why people buy vintage Lego if they expect it to look like it's just come out of the packet. So anyway, this is going to Australia, 50 quid, and they've paid an extra 27, so 20 to me to post it, and then £7 in taxes, and that's my business account. So I've also sold, it is just not an ideal situation, and believe it or not, this is supposed to be a bedroom in here. So when we moved in, we did have a bed, we had a spare bed in our old apartment, and we put the bed in here, and literally there was no room for the bed. We couldn't put the bed up. So we've got furniture here, but there was just no room for the bed, so we ended up selling the bed. It's a nice bed as well, that. So I've sold a jumper, and that's all I've sold on my business account. And it's a nondescript grey jumper I'm looking for, which looks like all the other grey jumpers that I've got. It's not that grey jumper. It's not that grey jumper. This is a pink jumper. This is a grey jumper, but it's not that grey jumper. Oh, come on, man. Here's a grey jumper. I think this is it. Yeah, I've had this for ages. So this is called the Riley Ripple. It's got stars on it. So you'd think that these stars would sell it, but no, it's phase 8. 15 quid for that. Stuff it up your bum. So, 2 things yesterday. In fact, it probably only counts as one thing because the only thing that got paid for is the jumper. And the Lego thing, they didn't pay until this morning, which I could really do without that because I needed it to be on the cut-off point where my money went into my account because of both my bank accounts texting me today. I swear to God, these text messages that your bank send you, there must be people who commit suicide for it because it just makes me feel so depressed. It just makes you feel like a failure every morning when you get a text message saying, oh, you're in your overdraft. Yeah, no shit. So, all the vinyl is now in here. So it looks really sexy, but you can't see it. Let me just move you over, darling, so you can just have a little look. Ooh, sexy. So all the... Where's my arm? Not that one. It's in there. Yeah, all the books that are in there are now in the other room, and I'm sort of like looking at them thinking, oh my God, can I even carry these? The parcel shop when I do sell them. I've already split them into... I had them in 2 boxes, which were up to the 20 kilogram mark, and then I was like, oh my God. The wheel fell off my trolley when I was out sourcing. I was like literally 2 miles from the tram stop, so I thought it'd be a cracking idea to go to this other charity shop, and then my wheel fell off and it cracked. My wheel actually cracked. So then I had to like do a super glue job in the street. So I was like quite impressed with my super glue job because I got home with a big pile of, well, not a big pile, with all my clothing stash still intact in this trolley. So I don't really know if it can take 20 kilograms though, because it has got a weight limit, hasn't it, on the trolley. So I don't know. When it comes to selling it, I'm going to have to be getting my husband to take it. I'm tempted to auction it on my personal account because some of it is my personal books. So, things that I've sold. Records. Now, you see, this is another weird thing. You see, my business account is dead and my personal account has always been dead. I literally sell about, well, I hardly do anything on it, and I sell about once every month. So I got all these record mailers, which is one of the annoying things because, well, you can't see it up there, but I've got the stiffeners and I've got the record mailers there, so they're taking up a fair bit of room. And I got all them early December, and I listed half of the records, some really decent records as well, before Christmas. Didn't sell any. I think I sold 1 over January, and it's just been a dead loss, which I think is one of the reasons why I haven't been that motivated about getting it on. So that one was an auction because it had damage on it, so I hope they've actually like bothered to read that. That's gone for 7. That's gone for 15. This is DJV DIM USSR Sound of Recordings. So I mean, I know that those ones have been on pretty much for ages. I've sold that one. Got £35 for that, Naughty by Nature. And then I've sold all of the Paul Weller and the Jam stuff. So I sold Wildwood, which went in the post yesterday. That went for a tenner. It didn't have the poster with it, and I was quite surprised when it did sell really quickly. And then I had another heavyweight vinyl, which went, and that went for £35. And I think I had that one listed like a couple of years ago when I did the first lot of this. It was before my brother died. He went into a care home and we had to deal with a lot of his stuff. So a lot of his vinyl went, I listed it then. But then half of his vinyl stayed with him so he could listen to it while he was in, well, we had to put it on sit and put it on the thing because he just couldn't do it. And I think this is one of the things which sort of like upsets me, is that I bought this and that other Paul Weller vinyl which I sold for 35. I bought these back in 2015 when they came out, and he just never listened to them. This is practically brand new, and he just couldn't cope with it. It just could not even, because he had multiple sclerosis, just could not put his records on. So it's just, that's why it cracks me up so much, because it's just so ridiculous. It's like the last 10 years have been stolen. And then there's part of me just thinks, oh, he would have had such an opinion about everything that's happened in the last 2 years. And he lived in Bristol, and he would have damn well been there, and he would have been putting that statue in the water. And I just think there's another timeline where he didn't get multiple sclerosis, and I'm living the shit one. So the other one that's sold is this one. This is his copy, I think, or it might be my copy, because I did have a copy of this, but I've taken out all his Bruce. He had Bruce Foxton's signature, which is in mine, and I think I sort of like chopped and changed and made my copy a little bit better. So whichever one it is, I've kept a copy of this because he used to play this in the 80s when I was a little girl, so I wouldn't be getting rid of this. This is just an access copy. I've got my copy. So yeah, how much did I get for that? I think 15 for that. Yeah. And that one I think was 25. So yeah, I've sold more on my personal account. Sold more on my personal account than I ever have on my personal account in the last few days, because I sold a whole load yesterday. So yeah, who even knows? So I've got everything nice and tidy in here. Hopefully it's going to stay that way. Hopefully I can get on top of all the other stuff I've got. Most of these boxes are quite roomy now. I mean, these shirts are all sort of like slipping down where they used to be tight fit. So I know I'm selling through stuff. Anyway, that was the job that I wanted to do yesterday, and I have got it done. I did get a few things listed because that, although it says soft toys on it, the soft toys went in there because that one broke. And then those have got coats in, and I know that I had 2 men's coats. The men's coats, women's coats are here. So I had to put them in there. So I have done a bit of organising. It just always looks like chaos here. The reason that I want to auction the books off is because I just want to get rid of the rubbish. I've kept some of the like better books which just have to wait for the buyer, you know, the required buyer. But it's all these bad decisions that are made during lockdown. Oh yeah, anyway, I'm going to get all this packed up and go. I have got another one which is sold. Yeah, a £50 record actually. Smith & Wesson, which is rap. I can't think who it is. Really should know. Yeah, I've got another one which is £50 which is sold, and I've got another one which people keep sending me like £40 offers on, but I've got it on at 60, which I think may be a little bit far-fetched. That one is WC, don't know. Ice Cube's part of it. Right, I can go straight to this one, can't I? Because it's WC and the Mad Circle. It'll got Ice Cube in it. And I was kind of wondering why they were hanging out at a ice cream van, but then of course that's how drugs were delivered back in the 80s. Because I do remember we used to have this ice cream van used to come around in our village, but my dad wouldn't let me go to it. And I realise now that was probably because there was some kind of turf war and it was a cover-up. Anyway, right, I'm going to stop rambling and get on with the post. And yeah, actually I'll put this video on. I'll just do a little sweep over of the boxes of books so you can see what I've sorted, which are going on. So thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon for another crazy rambling to nowhere vlog. Goodbye.